I stopped focusing on my professional career for a whole year. And instead of setting goals for my business and like my clients and for my creativity and all of these things that were all external things I found as my identity, I set for the first time personal goals for a whole year. Like, who do I want to be? What kind of friend do I want to? Things we don't think about. What is good, everybody? My name is Andres Tagliaferro, but you can just call me Tags. It's just shorter for Tagliaferro. And today I want to talk about something I went through personally that helped me grow immensely as a person, as a professional, as a content creator, as a brother. Now, look, I know that there are a lot of people on this app and on the internet telling you do this, do that. So I don't want this video to be misconstrued as something where I'm describing a truth that you should follow because it's just the right thing to do. This is just simply me sharing something I've experienced that created a good space for myself and had a net positive benefit to my life. Now, if you're watching this video, you're probably somebody who is really into self-improvement, really into mental health and understanding yourself more, constantly working. It's almost like we glorify work and we have become a society of, if you're not working all of the time, you're not valued as high as somebody who is. And I mean, that was me. Like, my whole life since I started working professionally at like 16 years old, I became that hustle culture. I made that my identity. I made hustling and growing business and always being on the go, doing stuff and sharing it on social media a big part of what I considered my identity. Only focused on my career as my sole binding thing that highlights who I am. And the consequence that came from probably 7 years, I'm talking like from 16 years old to 23 years old, of consistently grinding and like focus on this one thing, which is like making money and growing my clientele as a videographer and creative director, is that it had a really negative impact on basically every other aspect of my life. Like, I let myself go physically. I got all the way up to 300 pounds, believe it or not. I had a lot of trouble with friendships. Like, I put friendships on the back burner and I started seeing as friendships as this like transactional thing. And that's, like, believe it or not, a very normal thing in hustle culture. Make sure that like your circle is like, can push you to create, like, make the most money you can make and achieve all your goals. And while there is truth to that, I was an example of somebody who took that to the extreme. And I was like, man, if you ain't like doing these exact things, I don't want you in my life. Completely misplacing all of the positive things they were giving me personally. So I bet you're probably wondering, okay, look, Tags, you're 25 now. You said that happened at 23. So what happened between 23 and 25 that made you kind of reflect on those things the way you do? I stopped focusing on my professional career for a whole year. And instead of setting goals for my business and like my clients and for my creativity and all of these things that were all external things I found as my identity, I set for the first time personal goals for a whole year. Like, who do I want to be? What kind of friend do I want to? Things we don't think about. First thing I did when I chose to take a whole year off from career growth and focus solely on my personal was I wrote a set of goals. So I put here, like, number 1, I'm gonna focus on myself and rediscovering who I am. Number 2, I'm gonna make my dream home in a loft in Dallas. Number 3, prioritize my physical health by exercising regularly and eating right. Spend more time with family and less time trying to impress friends. Like, these are things that we know are things we should do, but we never take an intentional action towards achieving them. And so getting a notebook and writing these things down helps kind of, I'm not gonna say manifest, even though it does, but it helps you feel like it's real. Like, it's not just a faraway thought that you can't achieve. No, it's a goal that I wrote right here and this date, and these are the things I'm gonna do. So that's the kind of year I had. I had a year full of reflection on who I am, full of, understanding the things I need to improve on and the things I need to do. But more importantly, it was my first year not focused on financial gain and career development. And look, I know that there is a happy medium, and that's what I would love to get into another video, like the balance of both. But for me and for a lot of us who are so deep in the like grind and the rat race that is life, growing and impressing others and all of this stuff, sometimes we need to take one big action, one big thing that launches us into another space, another mental space. Now, something I do in the beginning of a work day to kind of prepare my mind to work is I'll go downstairs and I'll go make me a latte, some coffee. It's a traditional thing I do every morning. So I wake up, I can focus, I look over my to-do list, and I'm ready to do what I need to do. That launches me into a headspace where I can focus in that. For me, committing a year to simply growing, focus only on my personal health, mental health, physical health, like nothing to do with career, helped me actually do those things. You know what I'm saying? If you just try to launch right into a work day, you know what it's like. You launch in, you're working for 15 minutes, then you get on your phone and you get distracted and you do something else. If you mentally prepare yourself to do anything, you do it better. So that's what me allotting and committing for such a big span of time allowed me to do. It allowed me to be intentional. It allowed me to narrow my focus into this aspect of my life. And before we get into the pros and the cons that come with, taking the whole year, 365 days like I did, I want you to know that you don't have to do a one-year thing, and there are ways to develop yourself personally while developing your career. That's what I've been doing all of this year, hence this YouTube channel and building something. Like, this is one of the things I wanted to do, career, whatever, that also satisfied my personal side, etc. There's ways to do that, and I'll probably make a video about it later. But today it's all about creating time for yourself, creating time for your mental health, your physical health, your emotional self, and disconnecting from the hustle all the time person. Because the only way to balance two things is to be able to tell that there are two things to balance. If you simply think it's just one plethora, it's overwhelming, but when you can acknowledge that you are both a go-getter, amazing, whatever, but you are also a person, a human with emotions and with things that you need to keep checked and on track, it helps you balance. A very important caveat to this is that I was working at a job, a 9-to-5, when I chose to do this. So I had a source of income where I could live and still take care of all of my, expenses. I wasn't just like, screw making money, I'm just gonna go chill for a year. I just stopped doing the rat race. I stopped trying to do so much and build all of these different things. And I jeopardized some career development for personal development. But I thought that was important to throw in here because I don't want you to think that just quitting your job and focusing on yourself is a good idea, because it's not. Here's some pros. Number one, it allowed me to process years worth of hurt and trauma. Now look, if you go to any therapist, they will tell you trauma is not something that happens when something incredibly horrible happens to you like we think it is, because of how charged the word is. Trauma might be the way your dad talked to you as a kid, the way this bully treated you in high school. These are things that have happened in our life that have a negative impact in our life today. I never really got a chance to look at those things and analyze them and be like, how did they affect me? How did they turn me into who I am? What are the negative sides of that trauma that are manifesting in my life today? And being able to take a year off allowed me to face those things head on. One of those things, I was in a super toxic relationship for a while, and having that time to myself where I'm not burying my feelings in work and all of this other stuff, and I was able to be intentional about going for a walk and thinking about, why did she do that? Why did I do this? Why did I react this way? Why did she react? What is the net? These questions, asking questions, allowing a space to ask questions about your trauma, it allows you to heal. But when you simply just pretend it's all good and you can just keep on trucking and keep on going, and you don't create time to do that, it's very easy to say, you know what? Yeah, I felt a little sad yesterday, but hey, I gotta get this bread because I gotta pay this bill. And then you just forget about it. You know what I'm saying? So being intentional and taking that year off helped me, process years worth of hurt and trauma. Number two, it actually added a lot of clarity to my professional life. Now, it wasn't my intention to take a year off of work to focus on work. That wasn't my intention. But when I did, it allowed me to reflect on how I was working, what things I was prioritizing in terms of sources of income, streams of income. Is my agency really the thing I want to die creating and building, or is it these multiple different ways of creating income for myself, like a YouTube channel or maybe even a podcast or music things that I did. I was able, because I detached myself from the grind of working 24/7, I was able to fully really invest and immerse myself in just thinking, and I was able to realign the things that mattered. So for example, I've always wanted to make music. It's been a passion of mine, okay? And I'm not just talking about like, let's upload some stuff on SoundCloud. Like, you know, I have music on all platforms, and you know, I've done shows, and I'm going to continue doing all of that. And that is all thanks to that year off. I was able to focus on that, you know, in my year off, making music, writing things, being artistic in other ways that I forgot about as a kid, that I forgot I even wanted. You know, it gave me clarity on like, man, I had this dream that it faded away because I was just so focused on one thing. Narrow like vision was able to expand because of just being intentional about wanting to realign myself with who I was and who I want to be. It is so easy to get caught up in the goals you currently have, in to-do lists every day, in monthly goals, quarterly goals, yearly goals, that you just forget about every other aspect of life. So yeah, it added a lot of clarity to my professional thing without even intending it to, and you'll see it'll do that to you too, because when you start focusing on what makes you happy and the things that will keep you from being sad, you realize maybe the work that I'm doing is contributing to the negative things, and you can readjust. That's the beauty of life. You can continue. It's a continual I can't get this right. It's a consistent it is a consistent, continual, how the fuck do you say that? It is a series of continued decisions that you can, it's a series of decisions that you continue making where you can realign and recourse correct your life. You know, you're gonna go a little bit this way sometimes, not even negative, but you're just forgetting. Then you gotta like course correct. Oh wait, this is what I wanted, and you go back. So taking some time to be intentional about course correction is important. Number 3, it made me prioritize my physical health and eat healthy and like go exercise and like go to the gym again. Like I said, I was 300 pounds. I'll throw a photo up here, but like I was chunky, you know what I'm saying? I was not lean, I was not fit, did not have this like kind of, well, my beard's a little messed up, but I did not have a jawline anymore, okay? I looked like the Pillsbury Doughboy, all right? And I did not think twice about it when I was in the middle of the grind. Why? Because like, well, going to the gym is gonna take an hour, and that hour I could be spent editing, doing a faster turnaround time for this client, leading to a better customer satisfaction report, and that will lead to more clients because he'll tell, you know what I'm saying? Like it just continued. So taking the time to like acknowledge, man, I've really let myself go. And look, I don't know what you do or what you're doing. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you haven't been eating well. You've been losing weight. Maybe you've just put that side on the back burner for this. Well, taking that year off allowed me to prioritize that again, and I lost over 70 pounds in the first 5 months, and I continue to just get more fit and like build muscle. And I'm not saying that to brag, because I'm not even close to where I want to be in terms of physical shape, but it was definitely something that jump started and realigned that part of my life. And man, look, you can have the most fire business, but if you die because of heart disease, or if you like don't take care of your physical, it don't matter. You gotta put yourself first. That is the continued theme in this video. Put yourself first and take time to intentionally do it. Now, number 4, it allowed me to reconnect with my old family and friends that I had pushed aside. Like I said, that I had lost in the rat race that was building a business and building this and doing that. You know, people who added so much to my life that I forgot about. I mean, truthfully, it happens. You're so caught up in what you're doing. You're meeting new people, you're networking, you're doing this, you're doing that, and you forget how much life you get from that old high school friend that you toss aside because like they didn't, want to be a millionaire like you did, or they didn't want to build their own business. Like there's so much more value that humans provide than just building a dream or building a business. Like there's more to life. There's more to all of this than just, getting that Bugatti or getting that mansion or getting all of that. Like you got to be happy. And for me, relationships and communicating with other people and having healthy relationships is a big reason to live. There was a study I saw it on LinkedIn. There was a study that talked about how happiness is measured simply by the people you associate yourself with, and being in good, peaceful relationships that excite you, not in just like working a lot, and I'll maybe put a link to it in the description because it's a really cool study. But the overarching idea is like community and having friends and having family that you enjoy being around, they give you life more than just like a new connection that you can like build some like new project with, is what makes people happy at the end of the day. And I think that's probably why those like bajillionaires who are crying in their Bugatti, like that's why, because they've forsaken that and they've chosen to like let go of the people who matter the most. Taking that year helped me kind of mend relationships I used to have with people who I cared about, and I love that because now I'm just a happier individual. I'm in a consistent communication like status with these people, and it just makes life worth living more than I was before I did that. And that leads me to number 5. It's simply that it reminded me that life is not about work. Life is not about the business you build. It's not about, the follower count you have, if that's a form of income for you. Life is about relationships with people. It's about health and feeling good in your body every time you wake up. It's about joy, peace, all of these things that you don't get after a client call, that you don't get after delivering the best project you've ever delivered. It's things that matter way more than your job and your professional life. At the end of the day, I'm still an entrepreneur, I'm still a creative, I'm still all of these things, but now I'm able to live and move forward and create these videos and work with these clients in a healthy way. I've done it in a toxic way, and I believe a lot of us are probably doing it in a toxic way because that's what we see on Instagram. Hustle this, hustle that, hustle this, hustle that. How to be a high value male, how to be this or that, alpha. Like, nah, man. Like, you want to know who's a really cool alpha male? Somebody who can be kind to everybody, somebody who has genuine friendships, who they can trust, and who is trustworthy himself, somebody who can do all this, plus on top of that has a good income. And these are things that you don't have to sacrifice. You hear it all the time, like, well, in order to build your business, you gotta like forget all of the other stuff and like focus solely on this. While there is truth to that, just how I had to focus on my mental health for a year to really start getting traction, sometimes you do have to take moments to focus only on your business or only on the thing you're trying to build, and that's okay. But getting too caught up in either can lead to disarray, and it can lead to just losing yourself. So if you're somebody who's like me, who just scours the internet and watches motivating videos and self-improvement videos and is trying to be better, I hope you clicked on this one, and I hope I kind of was a part of the movement slowing down the role you might be in, which might be that of work, hustle, grind, and remind you, take some time to slow down and realign what really matters to you. But more than anything, to put yourself first. And look, I took a year off because I felt like that's what I needed. I had, like I said, that creative director role with a company that paid my bills and then some, so I didn't really have to worry about that. This can come in many different ways. Something I would consider doing is take a week off every month or every 2 months, every 3 months, whatever you can like fathom. Take a week off, maybe 3 to 5 days off. Just take time off. Not just to rest and to chill and to watch a movie and to like, just eat chips on your couch and like play video games. No. Take time to intentionally focus on your personal life. Intentionally focus on what has gone wrong. What do you miss? Like, what are the pain points? Do you not like the way this friendship ended? Like, focus, hone in on those things and make them better. Because you're going to see, like I said in point number 2, it's not just going to make you happier, because that might be something you don't even really value. You just want to focus on your dreams and go ham. I promise you, fixing all of that stuff and improving all of your personal stuff is going to improve all the professional stuff, because it's going to make it a whole lot more enjoyable to do. You don't have to take a year off. That's a little extreme, you know what I'm saying? I'm a very extreme individual. But you might find some sort of rhythm and cadence. Maybe it's just a day a week. Maybe you take like a Sabbath type. Maybe on Sundays, you focus on what are the things you want to do. Just take time for intentional personal growth and reconnection with who you are outside of financial and stressors that we live with life. It'll make you a happier individual if you're a content creator. It'll make you a better content creator because you'll have more to talk about. Like, you're living life. You're not just editing 24/7, you feel me? But yeah, that's really gonna be it for this video. I'm really excited to hear your guys' feedback. Please go drop a comment and let me know what you think. Have you done something like this? Have you taken some sort of retreat and completely realigned, and has it allowed you to grow as a professional and as a person? And if you have never done it, I encourage you, like, if you work at a 9 to 5, if you have a business, put a week in your schedule to just be. And if you're planning on doing it, drop a comment and let me know. And yeah, if you got value out of this, share this with a friend, hit the like button, subscribe. You already know what to do. It's a YouTube channel. But that's been it for today. Focus on yourself. Mental health matters. Physical health matters. It does. It do. But like we always say, have a great day, a great week whenever you listen to this, whenever you're listening to this. And remember to always stay grateful. Peace.
Yeah, I don't have the luxury to slow down. I only have time to get better. I'm thanking the Lord for the storms that he weathered. I'm focused on wifey and getting this cheddar. A real go-getter. I can't waste a second acting like a victim. Pulled up to my daughter, notice of eviction. My car got stolen in the same fucking weekend. Able to break down, but God gave me provision.